Man, that song just gets
What's happening? I was rocking out to that beat too. I was like, oh, quick to get on this podcast.
You know what I realized, Sasha, was last week, I think the entire podcast was about talking about our official new co-host of the Trade Industry Podcast, and then we never even announced it.
It's not important at all.
So anybody that's listening, Sasha, Founders Fence, and big, huge supporter of everything we do. Obviously, one of our most exciting booths we got at the Fence show that we do every year too, so we appreciate that. Sasha is our new official co-host of the show, so you never know. There might be some episodes where it's just him interviewing you, so you might want to be nice. You never know, right?
Apologize in advance. Already apologies out there.
My wife says I got to be a little more quiet when I'm sipping my coffee. She says I make too much noise sipping on it. So, So what's going on, man?
Mate, it's a balmy, I don't know, it's been an 80, 90 today. Beautiful weather. Didn't sell much fence today. Had too much other things doing, So, who knows?
A lot of stuff. You got the new building. Well, I mean, it was just busy. I went to work a little bit today, but I'm down in Southern California, with you. So, it's you can't ask for better weather. 60 to 80 degrees down here all the time. But I know we talked about this a while back, and I'm glad we brought this up on this episode. And a lot of people ask these questions. It's like, when do you get like your CPA involved, or when do you get? I mean, you've been obviously involved in quite a few startups in your life, and you've been in the beginning where people are saying know your numbers, and you don't have numbers to know yet. You're just trying to survive. And hell, I think I think that was last week, right?
Oh yeah. I think that's I think it's a great topic for anybody out there, especially small, and you're getting in there and you get nervous because you're like, oh, maybe you won't worry too much this year. Then next year comes, or even in your first, we all go through it. So as daunting as the books are and knowing your numbers, at the end of the day, you still have to run your business. Yeah. So you got to get your stuff right. You got to get things in line, but don't panic. There's a lot of good shows. There's a lot of good education programs. Brian, I know you're going to talk about some stuff tonight. Yeah. But at the end, it'll work itself out. It's not as daunting as we think it is.
It's even now somebody asks for books. I mean, you're just like, do I have that in order? I mean, and you got to ask, do most people even have their books in order, right? I mean, really, really have their books in order enough to where they're comfortable enough to just go and show, whoever's asking for it, whether it be your CPA, whether it be a new business coach or something like that. And I'm always nervous even. It's like, you're always like, are we keeping track of it? Are we inputting everything in right? What's going on with it, But when was the first time you showed your books?
Oh, we're on public broadcasting here. I can't tell you that. Look, I'll be honest. Every business that I've been involved in and or started, you just run it, right? If you're bidding and then you go on a site, you're running crews, stuff. You tend to put things off. Like in the back of your head, you're like, oh, got to know this. But do you have to know that right now? Like, there's a time and place where you really have to, dive into it. And sometimes it's later on, right? It's not, my personal experience lately has been we just ran at 100 miles an hour and went, oops, yeah, we better maybe check that out. And then you're freaking out. Yeah. And then you're like, no, there's really good information, great education. It's like, yes, anytime someone says, what did you make? What does that cost? Did you really make that? Like, we all freak out. And then throw in a tax man, and then you really panic. Yeah. And then, you're nickel and diming yourself and the accountant, trying to work out how do I write off this? What do I do with this? Just do it in stages. Here's how I look at it. If you start off, because some of us are really good with money or just numbers, and some of us are good at sales. Some of us have, like me, I freak out when it comes to, bookkeeping time, or, where was the receipt for that? What did you spend that on? I'm like, oh, man, I'm really bad at it. And I learned over the years that, partner up the right people, attend the right education, just don't panic. It is going to be what it's going to be. A lot of us have started late in our own businesses to start cleaning things up, and that's okay, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, whether you started doing this week one and you were the type of person, I mean, I believe there's two types of people in business. There's the ones that believe I'm going to make it rich by making money and saving it. And then there's the ones that believe it's easier to make money than it is to save it. So, and it depends on which type you are. That one that believes they're gonna save everything and they're gonna count every penny, they might start their books a little bit early. I mean, they may both get to the same end point, right? But one's obviously going to waste more money than the other, but one might end up doing the same job and making more because they're focused more on making it than saving it. So I don't think one's necessarily right or wrong, but you got to find your groove. And if your motto is that you're gonna, it's easier to make it than save it, you better have the ability to make it and make it quick.
Right. Yeah. And look, where I feel small business or just business as a whole, new business, I don't just say small, but just new business struggle is at the end of the day, you can have everything perfect, but if you don't have sales, what do you got? Or you don't have, the right crew or whatever that is. So sometimes, early on, and maybe even in the first couple of years of your business, should you have tidied up your books? Yeah, of course you should have. But did you? Because you're running to try and sustain your business. And then what happens when we throw in like slower economies and tariffs and this and that? It's like, it's hard to navigate. That's why, like you said, I don't really think there is I look, in the ideal world, I'd say get your books in order the day you open your business. But you need a business first, right? So, I'm with you. It's just talk to the right people. There's a lot of good guys in our industry, Brian, that I know FWA and you guys are connected with, as well as you and the team. Just connect with some people. And if you're freaking out, just talk to some people. And I'm telling you, unless you've been doing everything illegally, then, you have some issues. But outside of that, you'll get through it,
Yeah. But and I think, what I think is interesting is kind of like, I don't know if you ever had a housekeeper or anything in your life where you have somebody came over to clean the house and you'd end up like cleaning the house before the housekeeper got there.
No, I'm not fencing the life. I'm fueling my truck. Okay, what are you talking about?
Right. So it's probably the same thing. It's like that. Even I get like that. It's like I'm getting ready to give my accountant, or you're getting ready to talk to a consultant or something. You're getting ready, and their entire job is to put it all together for you and clean it up and do all this. And it's like embarrassing. You're like, was I doing this? Was I doing that? Why did I write this check in this way? Why did I do that? Why did I put that on my personal credit card and then reimburse yourself this way or that way? And you're trying to fix everything that you're paying them to fix. Right.
Yes.
Yourself. Yes. And then and go to find out, for everybody's listening, your CPA or your accountant or your business consultant, he doesn't care you screwed it up. In fact, if you didn't screw it up, you wouldn't need them. So right. So therefore they're never looking at you like, look at this guy. He look, see, Susan says we need some receipts.
We're the receipts,
right? I'm the worst at it, and then they're always cleaning. So they do tend to clean it up before we give it to our accountant. But nonetheless, so anybody, you can't be embarrassed. I mean, whatever you got, if it's what you're good at is making money, there's people that are really good at doing your books and getting the stuff ready and getting, get the stuff, like what she's saying, your bookkeeper should have monthly meetings with your CPA every month. But even if you don't have, obviously your bookkeeper might be you. I mean, it doesn't mean you're the CPA. The bookkeeper could be QuickBooks or something like that. So gather it all up and never be embarrassed to just take it down to your CPA or your accountant or your business consultant and just open it up. So when, opening your books can be awkward. When do you do it? You just open them up because they're not going to judge you for it. They're really not.
And not just that, I look at bookkeeping and your business's life and go, it's like, what's everyone say too these days? Hey, always get a second opinion with the doctor. Like not all, because they're humans and, you might not gel. Anyone out there that is struggling, I'm going to tell you honestly, we have fired CPAs on multiple occasions because we just didn't gel. We were so unorganized. It was mainly our fault. But it was like they're making a big deal over $150 for each, so sometimes guys, look, that first initial stress, yes, it's going to be a shock. You're like, oh, you're freaking out. Like you said, oh, the cleaner's in. By the way, if you can have a cleaner, I'm very jealous of you. But yeah, it is what it is. You've got to show your dirty socks. I was going to say
Yeah.
something else, but we're online, so I better not. But I'm with you, and I think it's okay to not gel with your CPA and get another.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's your business. So if anyone tells you you're doing a bad job, rubbish. Like, you're got to go along as you're going. And I think that's a beautiful thing about a community, which we have, you know, with FWA and All Educate. Like, we've got a community, use the resources, and you will be surprised what you can learn, you know?
Yeah. Josh said something here. Josh said, you should know more about your books than your accountant does. And I know he spent a lot of time on his company and his books and you know, every little detail of it. I prefer to just do a loom and tell them what I don't think is right and let them fix it. So, you know, and I always had the mentality, never hire anybody to do something you can't do yourself. It doesn't mean they can't do it better. You know, sometimes there's people out there who do it better, but you should have a basic understanding of what they are doing, so you know that they are fixing something the way you want. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's interesting. What do we got here, man? Everybody's in here. They work for you. That's going back to you, Sasha, right?
Yeah.
So you've you know, I'm pretty fortunate. I've had maybe only a couple CPAs. In fact, the main one I use is the same one I used like 25, 30 years ago. You know that? There was 2 of them in an office, and one of them I think went and retired or something. So I still use, it's the same guy I've known for 20, 30 years, you know, which is, so he's seen the ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Brian, it's like everything, you know what, you know, everyone's comments too, they do work for you. Josh's comments, you should actually know your books better than your accountant, as in, and you know, I get what he's saying. I think that's very valid as well. We'll put all that together. Look, you ideally want to have an amazing relationship with your CPA, right? Or for sure. But it's okay to change. But look, I'll be honest, my last 12 months, we have literally, and I have a hat on. So if I took my hat off, and those people that know me know I'm bald. But I've really been pulling my hair out about this topic. We have a decent CRM program. We have a decent bookkeeping program. You know, we know our books, but then now you have to take the big step. Okay, we've got taxes, we're growing, we need to really make sure we're covered. And we have struggled. Yeah. Me and Brett, the business partner, we just recently had to say, guys, you just are not for us. Yeah. You work for us, don't dump, you know what I mean? And it's a call, like, you know what? Like everyone, they work for you. And I do know my book well enough to get myself into trouble. Where the receipts are, I have no idea. But you know, so I think it's a valid point. There's not really a wrong or right. Just stay consistent and talk to these guys. And everyone that's made comments, I mean, they're going to help you through it. We've all gone through it on one level or another.
Yeah. Well, and when you're out there looking for a CPA, I mean, you walk up to the first one and you're going to be like, hey, you know, start asking questions. Hey, how much taxes do you think you guys have to pay? And the first guy's probably going to be something like, you know, you're going to, you know, give me your books or something. We'll figure it up. And, you know, they're going to say, you walk away from that guy. The next guy is going to be like, how much taxes? You're going to ask him, how much taxes do I have to pay? He's going to be like, well, you know, we're just basically the minimum you're going to have to pay. Okay, that's great. Then you're going to walk to the next guy and you go, how much taxes do I have to pay? And he's like, nothing. You shouldn't have to pay nothing. You're like, that's my guy. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how you do it. That's
my guy. Everyone out there, that's my guy. I just can't find that person, but that's my guy.
Yeah. No, but it's tough. And when do you think you should bring them in? I mean, I know a lot of us small fence guys and contractors, we just, you know, we just take off like a bat out of hell. We're selling jobs, we're collecting money, we're just trying to live and build our company up. We want to buy tools, we want to buy trucks. We're selling that first week, we sell a $3,000 job, $4,000 job. Then the next week we're doing $10,000 or $4,000, $5,000 a week. We do this for a while. And that's the money we need to live. That's the money you need for tools. You need this, you're buying materials. And it looks like you're making money, right? It looks like you're making money, but you just haven't paid any use tax. You haven't paid any regular taxes. You know, stuff is building up and your licensing is going to come due at the end of the year, or you're going to have to renew if you're in a state where there's contractors licenses or things like this. And you tend to, you know, I think what really sucks about not doing your books, and these are lessons that even I've had to learn in the past, you know what I mean, when you're doing stuff, and about not doing it soon enough and not getting in there and being too embarrassed to bring someone in and help because you think you're too far along. In fact, you get to the point sometime where you're literally thinking to yourself, I'm just going to start over. Everything's just a complete mess. it's easier if I just start over scratch. And I don't think that's the way to go either. You sometimes just need to bury your head in it, dig your heels in, and don't be embarrassed. Show it over to somebody, because you might be a year into this and you're now finally feel like you've got enough money to hire an accountant, hire a CPA. You're sitting there now with 20 grand in the bank or something, right? And you started with nothing. And that's just an enormous amount of money when you started with nothing. Next thing you know, you've got 50 or 100,000 in the bank is what you're going for to try to get as a reserve. And a lot of that could be your use tax money. It could be your tax money that's due. So it's amazing how as a contractor, as a small fence guy or something, you can have money in the bank and be negative, right? And it's hard. It happens all the time. It's not our money. And then I think you just end up not filing your use tax or something, and then it gets behind, and now you end up not filing something. A year goes by, and then you've got money to your suppliers. So I think you built this really great, successful business, and now you're going to have to go in hiding. So again, I think there's never a time when you should be embarrassed to open up your books. And
I think with what everybody's commented in the background on the podcast, and it's true. They work for you, so don't be afraid. Like, I know you could be in a real tough position right now, but they work for you. So I tell people this: bad news is still news, right? Like, deep down when you're running your business, where you sort of I should have done this earlier, but it's okay. You can't beat yourself up about it. And you trust me that at the end of it, if you've got a good business, and I don't even say successful, like you're selling, you're installing, you're retailing, whatever that involves, you can get out of anything, but you've got to know what to get out of. So you can't run from this, the bookkeeping nightmare. And I feel you said before, when did you start?
Mm-hmm.
Like straight away, right? So there's I think Veronica just posted, full throttle education. You're going to learn that. There's going to be, there you go, full throttle. Yeah. And that's where you start. Go to these courses. Just see, because there's programs out there that cost nothing. So our company, we run a CRM program that's cloud-based. And what it can do for a small business, just to start you off, is amazing. But there's all this education going to happen at, I love that name, Full Throttle. I cannot.
You're a race guy too, man. And I know why you like that. That's your life, man. You live full throttle. But about the education at the fence show, you're exactly right. I mean, if you are at that new stage or even a year in, and you're thinking about, who do I talk to? How do I get started? How do I open it up? And this is your chance. These are literally your top, not just your top, educators in our industry. These are your top business consultants, business advisors, tax people. Everybody's going to be at the show. And with that full throttle pass, or even just walking around and walk up to them anywhere, and you're going to be able to talk to them. But if you want to sit in the classes, this is it, man. This is your chance to get some free advice and maybe schedule some appointments, or maybe set up some private appointments. That's your chance to grab that guy and say, hey, can I buy you a beer and chew your ear off a little bit later? I mean, you never know, right? So they're all going to be here in one place in Vegas, and they are geared for small businesses. And Veronica has taken, that's why you see Veronica in here so much about the education. She has taken this by the horns, and this is going to be the most immersive small business education sessions ever done for our industry ever. And this is your chance to come in and actually sit and talk to some of our industry leaders and people from outside of our industry with Unity. So we're excited. We're excited to see some of those connections made. So again,
a long time ago in business, I learned when you think you know it, you better check yourself again. And that's why I feel there's so much talent in and out of our industry, and these networks that you guys are putting on, Veronica, the education, all of that. It's not a waste of time, because there might be one thing that you didn't think of, or there might be a program out there you're like, oh, wow, okay. Hey, how do I take my residential company into commercial? Just all of this other stuff that you just got to be open-minded, and you'll learn some stuff, because I do. It's not that I know. There's people I have to pay that are smarter than me. I know my business. So I think most people know if their business is healthy or not. Now, healthy does not necessarily mean you're making millions of dollars, but healthy means, okay, got a consistent backlog of like quotes going out, but hey, there's no money. Like, what am I, there's something there, but you're sort of going to know that at some point. If you don't know that, I'd be like, go check it now. Go sit down with the team, go to these calls. You need to find out. And those people that know that they've got to tweak something, you go to the show as well. Like, I would go and sit in, because this industry evolving, especially on the bookkeeping and programs and all this stuff, that the only way to keep up with it is to attend these guys and actually be able to talk to professionals in and outside of our industry to give us a little bit of, I didn't think about that, because there's more to life than QuickBooks. QuickBooks is good. You might build your own, but there's other stuff that maybe is more, it works better in your business, So, yeah, that's the challenge,
Well, I'll tell you my health meter. I mean, I think we all have different health meters for their business. And my health meter for my business is whether my wife is mad at me or not. So, I don't.
I'm very unhealthy. Let me just say it, bro. I'm very unhealthy.
Mine's very healthy at the moment. Okay. What's your health meter? How do you do? What makes you get up in the morning and get excited to go to work and know your company's healthy?
You asking? Yes. Yeah. Mate. I think it's the challenge. Right? For me, I'm a very driven person, and I love the challenge. I think that's why, since we've known each other all these years, it's always that challenge. Someone says you can't, I'm like, well, let's see, But I love this industry. So what really gets me up to go and do what I do is, one, I love this industry. Two, I love the people that are in it. Three, it takes care of my family. And then the rest is just a day-to-day attrition, right? You get some days I feel like all I'm doing, I'm a firefighter. Every day, what fire am I putting out? What have we done? And then some days, this is the best thing. When you look at your bank account, some days like, what the hell have I done? So it's this roller coaster.
You're like, why am I so happy after you look at your bank, right? You're like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy today anyway.
I think that's... I don't know, if you're in this industry, I feel like we've talked a lot about there's two types of people. You're either born in it or you fall in it. But once you're in it properly, it's really hard to get out of it. Because every time in my life I said, I'm moving on, it just sucks me back in. And I think that's the reminder that when I look at my business, I've got to make sure I have quotes going out and backlog. Quotes going out, because I'm on the supply side, so it's a little different to you guys. You guys have install, retail. So but they're basic barometers. So if I'm doing what I should be doing, and that's selling stuff and being in front of people and trying my best, the business should not necessarily be breaking records, but should be somewhat functioning at a healthy type of level. But I mean, Brian, you look at everything right now. I mean, what's fuel in Vegas right now? What's diesel a gallon?
Yeah, it's got. I mean, it's cheaper than Cali, but it's got to be still $5.
Everything's cheaper than Cali. Yeah,
it's got to be around $5. It's got to be around $5 something. Around $5 for diesel. And I know that, but I think it's gonna. It is what it is. I mean, we're adjusting. I mean, sometimes we like to see or complain about it, but we're gonna pay what it is. Let's face it. It could go to $12 a gallon. We're not shutting our companies down. We're just gonna go. We're just going to change it from $32 a foot to $33.50 a foot or something, right? I mean, the gas really, I know they say, well, it affects materials pricing and all this stuff as well because it's used to transport. But let's face it, none of us are shutting our business down. If they could go full electric vehicles, and we're just going to buy electric trucks and we're going to go to work, and we would all be driving those Ford Lightning or what are those weird, funky looking Tesla trucks, right? If we had to, but we're not just going to sit in our house and go get a job at Home Depot because gas prices went up, right?
And I think that's business right there. You're just forever adjusting. Like you might have this little one where you like everything's great, and then all of a sudden it's tax time. Oh crap, got to go deal with the accountant now, or the bookkeeper, or you know what I mean? That's just the life of owning a business. Yep. And this topic tonight, I think it's an amazing one. My personal experience has been very stressful. I'm like, I didn't do this right, I didn't do that right. And I'd push it off, to the point that I'm now stressing that I'm really screwed. And then you force it out and then you just start fixing things. So for me, if you don't know where your business is at, you need to talk to some people.
Yeah.
If you know where your business is at, you still need to talk to some people about fine-tuning what that looks like or tweaking it here and there. But yeah, you need to get healthy, and you need to start with bookkeeping of some sort,
Yeah. If you need help on that, drop your name or a link or something back to you in the comments on one of these pages, and we'll see that, and we will help you set up a meeting with either one of the business coaches or one of the CPAs or one of the, depending on what you need, at the show. We'll help you set the meeting up, or reach out to Sasha or me directly, and we will set a meeting up in private with somebody for you to talk to them. Drop your name.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully too many of your people is going to get mad, but no, drop your name in there. You may just be sitting with Sasha and I at the bar down in the casino, but still, you're going to meet with somebody while you're in Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I promise you, we're going to make fun of you, unlike the CPA, right?
Yeah, and I think that's where it begins. Just reach out. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just got to start somewhere. And you can never be too small, and just never count yourself out. Just if there, and like I said before, if you're not 100% healthy, like, you like deep down, you're like, dude, I haven't spent no time on this. Reach out. People are never going to judge you, because we've all been there and done it. We've all stressed out. We've all made mistakes, and we're still here laughing,
Yeah, we survive. I mean, I've been up and down. It's been 25, 30 years of this, and I've had great years and bad years. I think it was last December, I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have to lay half the cruise off. For some reason, we were slow from September to going on to the beginning of December, and I was thinking, man, this never happens right then, right? And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to have to lay half the people off. And you don't want to do that before Christmas, right? I mean, that's the worst time you could do it. I'm like, man, I wish this would have happened 3 months earlier, because now it's even harder, right? So, and then all of a sudden, I literally was sitting there like my head going, man, what am I going to do? I don't want to lose these guys because they're hard to find when you need them back, right? So do you keep them on, do that? And then all of a sudden it just picked up, and all of a sudden you've got 2 months worth of work. So I don't know how you go from 2 days worth of work to 2 months worth of work in a matter of like 3 or 4 days, but I think it happens to all of us, right? I mean, you sat there and you're like going, I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden you got 3 truckloads going out, right? And an hour later.
And the trick, Ryan, 1 month, you got money in the bank. Next week, you're like, where'd the money go? So it's that cash flow and how do I balance all this money in, money out? Because you guarantee you've probably got more money going out than you've ever got money coming in. Just general rule of thumb in business.
Yeah.
There's machinery breaks down, things happen, there's all these, costs that you weren't planning for. And I think that's just the life of a business. And to get on top of that, you got the right support. Just use the support networks,
Whenever I get behind on stuff, and we all get behind on stuff, we all should have taken care of this a month ago, 2 months, 3 months ago. And then all of a sudden you go and you're dreading it because you're behind, you're going to pay some penalty or something's going to happen, right? And you already know it. And you're like going, man, I finally built up some money in the bank and now I got to go give it all to somebody, right? And but for a moment there, you get to enjoy it. You get to want to look in there and you get to enjoy it. But then and then you go and you take care of this, and it's weird. You maybe went and dropped a check off. Maybe you went and filed something. Maybe you did something, right? And you cleared something up, and then you get back in your car and you go back to your office, and you just, granted, you got no more money left, but you just got this weight off your back. You're just this relief, right? So that's what it's like when you haven't done your books in a while, or you got behind and you finally opened up your books to a CPA or an accountant, or even one of your business coaches that are going to guide you, and they're going to guide you in the same direction to just take care of it. That's what it feels like when you finally take care of it. It is just amazing. So so I definitely encourage everybody, just shake it off, man. Rip the Band-Aid off and go come to the Fence Show. Obviously, we'd love to talk to you. We'd love to help you, help you guys get connected with somebody. So reach out to us. We want to help you guys get out of that, get that monkey off, because I'm telling you right now, we need you in the industry. We don't want people, leaving our industry to go drive a forklift at Southern Wine and Spirits because you're hiding from a supplier, or hiding, from the tax man, or hiding from filing something. So reach out to us. There's a lot of amazing people in our network and in your networks that will definitely help you and support you. And just read some of the comments that we got here. Most of those people, you reach out to any one of them and they'd be happy to help you as well and just give you guidance. Sasha, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add, but I just wanted to go back on because I know we forgot to announce you as the official co-host last time.
I know. I'm easily forgettable. Like I blend into the background, so it's all good. I know what I stand. I get it.
So thanks for thanks for always being there and coming on. And I think I've told people you've been a rock, in my life as well on the ups and downs since we met. So appreciate you helping with the show and all you do. Everybody, definitely stay tuned. We got a lot of good, valuable content coming out here pretty soon. We're gonna be bringing on, I think this lineup of instructors for this fence show is probably the most amazing lineup you could possibly get together for an event. So we're gonna start bringing some of those on every Wednesday live, and we hope you guys will join us.
No,
we'll see you guys later.
When are you gonna when is the list coming out, Brian, for the educators? Yeah. When do we get the full?
We've been announcing them. I think they're gonna start announcing them every day, so you'll see a new one. And then Veronica will be coming on the Women of FWA podcast as well. As a good place because she's on that one a lot. And then you can actually go and see, if you go to fenceshow.com, you can see the classes. I don't know if it has the instructors listed on it yet, but I'll make sure. I'm glad you brought that up. I'll make sure that all that stuff's a little bit more available at fenceshow.com. But Susan and Veronica are working really hard at getting everything kind of lined out, and it's just going to be, it's going to be really cool. So stay tuned. Hopefully every week we're going to have a new instructor on there to kind of give you guys a little insight, a little bit more content on what's going on during the education sessions as well.
Love it. So before we go and wrap up, I want to finish as the official co-host, apparently, from someone. Give me one thing that we are going to look forward to in the Full Throttle experience in October.
Wow, great question.
Snippet, just a little.
I think what you're going to see is probably the most energy, the most digital stuff. If someone just put digital on there, it's going to be content and education, and it's going to be making connections. It's going to be everywhere. It won't be you having to look for it. It's going to come to you. You're going to leave there with a pocket full of contacts. I was going to say a pocket full of cards, but if Charlie from One Tap's listening, he'll be like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
And he'll be one of the instructors as well. So we're excited about that. But but nonetheless, it's going to be the most energy you've ever felt at a show, and it's going to be the most inclusive, and it's going to feel,
that's a big comment coming from you, because I feel every show is energy to the max. So if you're saying it's going to have more energy, I'm like, that's going to be exciting.
And that's where the Full Throttle came from. I mean, I remember we're sitting in meetings and we're talking, and of course, you know what? My team is amazing because I get all these crazy ideas and they got to rope me in because I'm like, this is what I want to do and this is what I want to do, blah, 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 blah. And then we all talk about it and they're like, well, what do you want out of the show, Brian? What do you want to do? How can we keep topping ourselves? How do you top, the energy that we bring into a show now, we bring into all the events and stuff that we do. And I'm like, I can't explain it, guys, but we're going to go full throttle this year. I go, that means open it up. I go open. I think I got back from one of your races or something too. And I'm like, we're going to open it up. I mean, we are just going to go for it. And we want the most immersive education experience. We want every single person to feel welcome here, whether you are thinking about starting a fence company and just working for somebody, whether you started a day ago or whether you started 100 years ago, because you've heard me say this before. It doesn't matter if you're in business for 1 hour or 100 years, you're just as legitimate of a business. And whether you're, any member of ours, whether you got one of the free memberships somehow, or whether you're paying $600 for a sponsorship member, a member is a member, and we appreciate everybody in the industry.
So there you go. There you go. It's a Full Throttle experience, my friend.
I get excited thinking about it.
What's that?
I get excited just thinking about it, man. I mean, this is going to be, we're going to bring technology in more than it has been. And I know our industry has been a little antiquated in some of the stuff that we've done, a little slow to adopt, into how things, the direction that trades are going and stuff. we're gonna do our part. And it's one thing to bring it in, but we need to bring it in and make it accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
So if you are a small business, this is the show you want to go to, because we literally have a lot of conversations with people saying, if these people are going to come thousands of miles to this show, it's a big deal for and sometimes it's a bigger deal for a small business to take off than it is somebody that had a budget to already go do it. So you got to sell to them. You got to be able to have services that are available, and this is your show. Yeah. So that's full throttle.
I love it. Okay, I'm not going to try anymore because I'm going to leave this. That'll be and then my last closing question is, I know it was really cool. I saw one of the comments from one of the guys down the bottom about demo days or fence day, and it was what is Brian's and team's next? Can we know what you're up to? We just did demo days in Florida. Evan, thanks Evan. That was cool. And look, I'll be honest. It was, to me, I could rant on about this forever. It's not in my territory. As a company, we can only ship so far. But what's next in that concoction line of yours? What are we doing? What's happening?
Well, I mean, literally, the next thing is the Women of FWA retreat. So if you're listening, or you've got women at work at your company, and I've already been told I can't come to this thing, so you might as well send everybody else. But nonetheless, definitely Women of FWA retreat's the next one. So reach out to Veronica or something, get information on that. And there's rooms still, I think, or spaces or whatever it is, and including food, drinks, all this stuff. And I think it's like $12 a day or something. And all this, you get some education and stuff going on in Branson, Missouri. So that's the next thing. But when it comes to the events like the shows, we I going to do another one, and we're looking around at California for demo days. I know I'm not supposed to announce this. They're going to be like, why would you say that? But listen, I know I get these ideas, and they just all this. Like, I think Susan's in the back over there shaking her head. I can see, you guys can't see her, but she's grayed out, and she's in the green room or whatever they call that. And she's like, no, we don't have that worked out 100% yet. But she's like, nope. But anyway, so demo days in Florida, though, we're going to go full guns on that again. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool. And if you were lucky enough to be there, and I think 350 people or so showed up for that one, and that was so an amazing turnout. And what was unique about demo days, and this is where I think what's unique about some of our shows in general is I didn't recognize almost anybody that came to the demo days. I mean, I recognized some of the people that I visited, when I was in Florida and stuff like that. They're just invited to the show, but it was almost all new fence companies. And I know some of those people have already registered for the show in Las Vegas because they're like, Brian, we're hooked. I was talking to Jameson from Titan too. He says, he goes, there's these two guys that have already reached out to us, and they've already got their room and their flight, everything going up to Vegas because they're hooked on how we do our events, and they loved it. It was the first event they went to. So I think what's going to be unique about all this is going to be, we tend to grab a lot of people and get them excited, and they come to these events for the very first time. So Florida next time, I think, is going to be really cool. It's going to be a lot more now that we've got it figured out a little bit more. So that's going to be exciting. And the fence show is just going to keep growing. And then I know we talked about some stuff that we definitely can't release yet, but it's going to be an exciting couple of years. Yeah,
I feel so. And I feel just on this note that, and I don't know where our industry is going, but it's not going anywhere. So the cool thing for me in saying that is I just want to be involved in what I can do in my, in our industry and fencing as a whole, and then, try to support FWA women. That was amazing. All you ladies out there, you've got to support these. These ladies do so much for our industry. And then it's like demo days to me, person was different. It was just unique. And I really loved it. I felt for me, is this the way we're going? Is this the exciting thing is it's going. And that's the beautiful thing about our industry, right? It's just moving,
I was talking to, it's funny you said that, because I was talking to somebody earlier today that was in the security industry, right? Not the fence industry, but the security side. We're talking about alarms and things like that. Yeah. And he's like, man, what do you think is going to happen here with everything that's going on? I mean, the economy tanks or this, that, it might be like a 2008 thing and all this stuff, right? And I'm like going, I go, we're in pretty similar industries, security and fence. Obviously, it's pretty tied. But I'm like, what do we live off of? What keeps our businesses moving? And what's our, what's the driving in our industry? I go, criminals, dogs, and children. So as long as we got criminals, dogs, and children, our companies aren't going anywhere unless we screw it up, right?
Yeah.
So when the economy is good, you got all these new buildings going on, right? And they're putting fences around these new buildings and these new houses and things like that. When the economy's bad, what are they doing? They're protecting what they already have. More fences are going up because of security. And you remember even COVID, they were shutting down buildings. People were moving out. And what was the first thing they put around this vacant building everybody abandoned? A fence. So if you go out of business during a downturn, I don't think it was necessarily because of the downturn. It was probably something that you just gave up. And so just get out there and keep hustling, get up every day. And again, open up your books. Don't be afraid. So I think we might have lost Sasha a little bit unless he went out there. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. I will say goodbye for Sasha and I. Next Wednesday, there he is. Next Wednesday, we're going to have on another guest that's going to be specifically going to be talking about one of his education sessions. So we're excited about that. Sasha, thanks for tuning in, man.
No, thank you.